Hi guys, Kim here. Welcome to Backyard Balloons. In today's video, it is the first part of November and we are going to have a frost very, very soon. And I've got an event at my house and I need to get things in order. So come along and garden with me. I'm going to try to make this video a little bit shorter and I'm going to talk about the plants, but I'm not really going to show you how I plant because I feel like in containers it's pretty self-explanatory. I will use my biotone for root development, and I always use fresh soil. So come along with me. Look at this, you guys. Look at this gorgeous container from Unique Stone. Isn't it beautiful? And I just love these little pansies or violas right here. They look like smiley faces. Like every time I pull up, I feel like they're a face and they're looking right at me. Can you not see the eyeballs and the mouth in it? I think it's cute. But anyways, I got this container already done. I have the container that's right in front of my garage that needs to be done. And then I got another container in the back that I pulled the plants out yesterday. And I thought I was going to use my evergreen that was there, but it's looking pretty sad. So I had to buy a new evergreen for that. But I will plant that one somewhere else because it's still alive. It just looks sad because all the other annuals were right up against it and did not get sun. And when things do not get sun, they turn brown. So anyways, so let's turn the camera around and let me show you my container in front of the garage. And then we're going to head towards the back of the yard and finish that one. And then since it's going to be so cold, these sun impatiens are not going to make it. So I'm going to pull all of those out because I didn't want to, and I may not have time this next week to do it, and I didn't want them to be all floppy and burnt from the frost or whatever. So I want to get those taken out before the frost hits it and get some gorgeous pansies in there as well. And I'm going to show you what I bought from Pike's Nursery with that. So let's turn the camera around and let's get gardening here. Now I am going to tell you at the very end of the video, since I'm not going to show you the planting, I'm going to show you at the very end, but I'm going to read it with my scripture with Psalm 91. I'm going to share just a few little short verses with that. And if I don't finish the verses, then I will put some to some music. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe this video and get it out. I know it is the very end or the very end of we're in the fall. So it's the first part of November and the frost is coming here in Charlotte, North Carolina, Zone 8. So I want to get my gardening done, and I know some of you have already passed that. You've already had frost and you've already had to plant something else, but at least you'll get some ideas of things that you want to do between now and next spring. So come gardening with me, you guys. Just want to share this gorgeous planter here. This is my new Unique Stone that I just got, and I got some Dicandra Falls that I had from a different container. But I love the color of this container as well. When you buy Unique Stone, you can choose the different colors that you want. So it's just not all looking like concrete. It is concrete. This thing weighs 600 pounds. Can you believe that? But I do love this container. I have some heuchera in there, and I got some artemisia in there. And then on the other side over there, I have another different type of heuchera. So I like to throw perennials in my containers as well. And then I like to use my annuals as color, just big pops of color. I love this yellow too. It always shows up really well. And look at the detail. This is a Biltmore collection, and this container is, I said, 600 pounds, and it is 47 inches tall. Love it. Okay, all of this is coming up because all of it's annuals. I have Coleus, Sun Patience, and I have snapdragons in here that are kind of done, and caladiums, and they're all going to get frostbit. So I'm going to pull all of that up. I'm not sure if I'll have any pansies left over, but if I do from this container over here, then I will add that to it. But over here, all these Sun Patients, they're going to be zapped and they're going to look really, really sad once that temperature hits. It's supposed to get down to 27, so I know the frost is going to get it. It will be our first night that's going to have all this coolness. Now down here, I bought some ornamental kale or cabbage. And then this 3-tier container right here, we're going to put some pansies in there. And I did get like a little Christmas tree that looks like rosemary. And I'm going to put it at the very top. And I'll put some little fairy lights on that during Christmas time. So all this is going to be removed. I hate it because it's beautiful. But it's going to go bye-bye. All right, so this is my container right here. This is an aqua pot, and it's a self-watering aqua pot. I love it. And this is what it does have some uniqueness to it. It says aqua pot, and then so about here down is a water reservoir, and then just soil here on top. So I love it, especially when you can't get drip to it, or you forget to water. Like this is great because you only have to water it once a week. So I do have some sedum here, and I don't think, it doesn't really say, it's just a stone crop sedum, which stays evergreen throughout the winter time. And then I have an ornamental kale with some color with the purple, because I thought that was really, really pretty with this color right here. And I do have a tag, let me see. Okay. So this one, I always get confused, and I don't know if you do. This looks like a cabbage to me, but it is a kale, a flowering kale. Unique accent for gardening's edge or containers. So I feel like it gives me contrast and it gives me color, and that's the reason why I like that. Now, my next one is a perennial, and I can replant this somewhere else, especially in my cottage garden where underneath my trees has a little bit more shade. But for right now in the wintertime, this is like perfect and it'll be fine. I do like the texture. Do you see how I'm getting different textures here? Different types of green. So that's what I do. I like to pull different textures together. This one is called Autumn Fern Brilliance, and it is grown for its foliage. You see that right there? So it will get some color on it, some bronzing on there as well. I don't think it really says much on the back. It gets 18 to 24 inches tall, so it's going to stay small. Space 18 inches. Just keep well watered is all it says. It says its hardiness in zones 5 through 9, and it is a perennial. And it says it takes part shade right there. Part shade, which is going to be fine for the winter time here in this area. And then I've got these gorgeous violas here. Violas are smaller than pansies, so it's a viola, and this one is called Blue Jeans. Color Max Blue Jeans Viola. Sun to part shade, and these do really, really good for me. Now, since I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, Zone 8, these will do good for me between now all the way until it gets warmer, which it starts to get warmer for me probably early May. So these aren't going to do good for me in early May, where some of you guys up north, you're still being cool or colder temperature, and you might not be able to even plant these right now, and you might have to wait until spring. But all these ideas that I'm giving you, you can like snap the screen or screenshot it, and so you can have ideas for next spring if you cannot use this for right now. But I'm pretty excited. I love cooler plants. I love pansies. It does give me some color. Okay, I'm in the backyard, and this is a tater tot. And you can see like some of the annuals it like did not get any sun, so they died right here. Now they are losing, like some of this browning is natural for conifers. So a lot of people can just like see how it dropped its needles there. That doesn't mean that it's dying. So you can always do the scratch test, which is, let me see if I can do this. Just scratch it. And if it's still green underneath, which it is right there, you see how it's still pliable. It's not crispy. So this is still living. So these needles right here, and you'll probably see this in your arborvitaes too, This is natural. So I'm going to get all this cleaned up. Personally, you can leave it if you want it for extra mulch, but I don't really like the look, so I'm going to clean it up. But this one, I'm going to pull out and replace it with something else. And then I have these yellow pansy. I think they're pansies. Let's see. Yeah, these are pansies. Delta Pro Clear Yellow. And I'm going to fill this container up with a mass planting of nothing but this. So there is what that's going to look like. And then some of my other containers here. I have this perennial, well, it's really an annual, but it's a perennial, and it's supposed to have a gorgeous flower. This is called cardoon. And then look at these gorgeous pansies as well. A little bit of Dicandra Falls there. Now this container here, this is another aqua pot like I had in the very front, but just on a smaller scale. This is a medium. And I got some different pansies here that are different colors. So I do love the color combination. And then I have an Artemisia that's just for foliage that I think is beautiful. And we have another cabbage or kale, ornamental kale right there with the same color. I like to coordinate my colors here with this as well because it just brings it out. And this silvery foliage right here looks gorgeous with it all. So I'm just walking through the backyard and wanted to show you this gorgeous rose. Look how beautiful this is. This is a climbing rose from David Austin, and this one's called the Pilgrim. And this is the first year that it's actually looked this gorgeous. But isn't that beautiful? It's hard for me to find yellow roses. But this one's called the Pilgrim, and it is a climbing rose, and I do have it on this arbor right here. And I've got two, one on each end. How gorgeous that is. Now I did pull up everything on the side over here. I went ahead and did that. Look at the gorgeous colors from this coral maple. I am like obsessed with maples, you guys. But I did get this all cleaned up. If you've seen my last video that I did in late October, I did a video and I talked about all the plants that were still looking gorgeous for me. But this purple fountain grass, still gorgeous. I left it because it still looks like fall. So I left that, and it does hide my faucet over there. It's probably about time for me to take off my timers for my drip. If you do not have drip, it's a lifesaver, and I highly suggest you getting drip. And I have lots of videos on drip. But my camellia tree, this is the apple blossom, looks gorgeous. Look at that beauty. Look at the beautiful flowers. And I've got two more camellias here, white by the gate, and they have not bloomed yet. But I got everything removed here, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to wait until I put my tulips in. Boxwoods are still looking really good. This is the other camellia, and it blooms just a little bit later, but like all the buds on there. Lots of buds. All right, guys, so I am going to pull all of this up. They're quite tall, and I'm going to dispose of them in, not going to put them in the trash. I'm going to put them in a composter. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to have probably a couple wheelbarrows full that I'm going to have to. It's a lot of foliage. I love planting, but this is one of the chores that I personally do not like to do. Comment, like, is this the same with you? Like, you love planting, you love buying, you like going to the nursery, but if you do not like pulling up everything and getting rid of it and disposing of all this foliage, put it in comments and let me know. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one to do this, especially when the frost hits. It's just messy. It's a lot to get rid of, but I love the color that it gives me for so many months. So I planted these probably in late April, and now it's the first part of November. So that is many seasons of lots of color here. So once I get those pulled up, this is what I came up with. So at the very bottom down here, when I pull these up, I've got 3 of the ornamental kales. And I got, this one's a little bit, these 2 are the same and this one's different. But I thought this one in the middle would be pretty. So I'm not going to overdo it, but I've got those, and I'm pretty sure this is kale, not cabbage. Let's see. No, see, look, you guys, you just never know. This is called Color Up Red Cabbage, right there. Sun to part shade. So this one is a cabbage. Let's see about this one. Does it have a tag in it? This one's bigger. No, this one's a kale. So this is called Glamour Red Kale. So you look, there is a little bit of difference here. Cabbage, kale. So I guess the leaves do look more like kale. And this one looks more like a cabbage. So I guess I can see that. I guess you have to look at the leaves instead of like the color part. So that one would be a cabbage. And then this is going to be my centerpiece for the very top. There's 3 cascading containers there. There's a small one, a medium, and a large. So 3 containers. And I'm going to use this rosemary at the very top. And you can replant that as well. This is the Anna's Magic ball that I'm going to put in the back. When I told you the other one, the other evergreen, didn't get as much sun. So I'm going to put that in the back. But I wanted to share it with you. So let's talk about it. Anna's Magic Ball. This is an arbor vitae. It stays evergreen. It does get a little bit of a bronzing too in the fall. This one takes 6+ hours of sun. It is in USA zone 3 through 7, which I'm at 8. So interesting. But they're not going to sell something at the nursery that's not going to do well. I'm just going to tell you that. And this gets 10 to 15 inches tall, so it stays small. So if you're looking for just a small little evergreen, this is a great choice for you. A tidy, bright, gold ball of evergreen foliage. Anna's Magic Ball Arbor Vitae is a dwarf conifer perfect for rock gardens, miniature railroads, fairy gardens, and containers. So there you go. Really small and easy to plant right now. And then for my pansies that I chose, I thought this color looked really cute. Just a different varieties on every single flower, but look how beautiful that is. And this one is a wave. So I think in the containers it's going to do really good. So it will, once it gets going, it will like trail a little bit too. And this one is called Raspberry. Pansy Cool Wave Raspberry. There you go. So you can see each one looks different. Completely different than the other. And I got 2 flats for this right here. I do want to show you, look at these crepe myrtles. They're already starting to turn and I'm starting to get some color, but just the bright orange is gorgeous. Beautiful fall color from these crepe myrtles. So I'm going to get to planting. I think most of you guys know how to plant. If you don't, I've got 3 years of videos showing you how I plant, so you can go back and look. I have 3 years of spring planting and fall planting, and just have a good old time looking at my past videos if you like. So I am going to get all this removed. I'm going to start planting my containers, and I'll be right back with a short little clip from Psalm 91, and then I'm going to show you the final outcome. See you in just a little bit. So we have Ethan here, and his company name is Carolina Window Washing. Is that right, Ethan?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey there, guys. My name's Ethan. I'm the owner of Carolina Window Washing. We're a window washing company out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. Today, we're taking care of Kimberly's beautiful home. We're doing the windows inside and outside. Right now, you can see me. I'm using our water-fed pole system. Hit those second-story windows without having to use a ladder or anything. You can find me on Facebook at Carolina Window Washing. Just shoot me a message if you're interested in getting a quote. Yeah.
So for my scripture today, I chose Psalm 91, and I read Psalm 91 almost every morning before I leave work. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say, "The Lord is my refuge," and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you. No disaster will come near your tent, for He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways.